Straight versus soft waves. What's better after 60? It's a question more and more of us find ourselves asking. Usually right there in front of the mirror, smoothing a strand behind one ear, wondering, is this still the best style for me? Because after 60, hair often changes in ways we don't always expect. It can feel softer, lighter, or just different from what we're used to. And the styles that once felt like second nature might not bring out our best features anymore. Welcome to Elder Insights, where we believe that beauty doesn't end at 60, it simply evolves. Today, we're taking a clear, practical look at two classic styles, straight and soft waves. Which one enhances your natural beauty now? Which one feels effortless? And which might be working against the softness and vitality you already have? One of the biggest misconceptions, thinking that what worked in our 40s or 50s should still be the go-to today, without recognizing the quiet, natural shifts that deserve a fresh eye. If you find this kind of thoughtful conversation helpful, please like this video, subscribe to Elder Insights, and tell us in the comments. Are you team straight, team waves, or somewhere in between? Let's begin with the simple truth about how hair texture changes after 60 and why it matters more than you might think when choosing the right style. Number 1, hair texture after 60, the foundation shift. If you've noticed your hair feeling finer, softer, or just a little less predictable than it used to be, you're not imagining things. It's one of the most natural and most overlooked changes that happens as we age. Hair texture doesn't stay frozen in time. After 60, many women experience a gradual shift. Strands may become thinner, more delicate, or lose some of their natural body. Even if you've had thick, heavy hair your whole life, you might start noticing a little less density, a little more softness at the crown, or a slight flattening around the sides. Why does this happen? It's a quiet combination of factors: hormonal changes, slower hair growth cycles, and even decades of cumulative exposure to things like heat styling, sun, and simple everyday wear. And here's where it matters. The way your hair holds a style, whether straight or wavy, changes right along with that texture. Straight styles, for example, tend to showcase the hair's natural thickness or lack of it. If hair has become finer or more delicate, ultra-straight styles can sometimes look a little flat or sparse, especially around the crown or temples. Soft waves, on the other hand, can create the illusion of fullness and movement, even when the actual hair volume isn't what it used to be. By adding gentle bends and curves, waves lift the hair slightly away from the scalp, catching the light and creating the sense of more body and vitality. But that doesn't mean straight hair is wrong after 60. Not at all. It simply means that the way we approach straight styles may need a little adjustment, adding slight lift at the roots, keeping ends soft rather than razor sharp, and making sure the hair doesn't lie completely flat against the head. It all starts by recognizing the simple truth: your hair today isn't exactly the hair you had at 40 or even at 50. And that's not a problem. It's an invitation to work with your hair's current nature instead of fighting against it. Here's a small, practical way to start. Next time you're styling your hair, whether blow-drying, air-drying, or even just letting it fall naturally, take a moment to notice how it behaves without heavy products or tools. Does it fall flat quickly? Does it hold a slight wave easily? Does it look fuller when there's a little lift at the roots? Paying attention to these small details gives you clues about which direction, straight or soft waves, might naturally suit you best right now. And the best part? There's no pressure to choose just one. Many women find that blending both styles, wearing straighter looks on some days, softer waves on others, feels fresher, lighter, and much more aligned with their real, everyday hair needs. Next, we'll look at how face shape and features can subtly influence whether straight or softly wavy styles bring out your natural beauty even more. Number 2, face shape and how hair movement affects it. Fact: as we move through our 50s, 60s, and beyond, subtle changes in our face shape become part of the natural story of aging. Jawlines soften, cheek volume may shift. Proportions that once felt sharp and defined often become rounder or more delicate. None of this needs to be seen as negative. It simply means that the frame around your face, your hair, can either enhance that evolving beauty or unintentionally work against it. Here's how it plays out when choosing between straight and softly wavy styles. Straight hair, especially when worn sleek and close to the head, can emphasize the natural lines of the face. It creates a clean silhouette that visually sharpens and elongates. For some women, especially those whose faces have retained more angular features, this can look sophisticated, structured, and very intentional. However, for many women after 60, a completely straight style can sometimes feel a little too severe. When the face has naturally softened, overly sleek hair can highlight that softness in a way that feels disproportionate or draws attention downward, especially around the jawline and neck. Soft waves, by contrast, add movement and lift around the face. That gentle texture breaks up straight vertical lines, draws the eye upward, and subtly creates a feeling of energy and freshness. Waves can also soften broader areas, like fuller cheeks or a wider jawline, by adding gentle width higher up at the temples and crown. Think of it like this. Straight styles create a clean frame. Soft waves create a dynamic frame. Neither is better universally. It's about what effect you want to create. If you love the feeling of elegance and polish, a straighter style with some lift at the roots and soft, beveled ends could feel beautifully in sync with your features. If you're looking for a lighter, more youthful energy, adding soft waves, even very loose, barely there ones, can instantly refresh the look of your face. One important tip here: don't confuse tight curls with soft waves. We're not talking about heavy curling iron styles that look overly done. Soft waves should look like a natural extension of your hair's texture, not like a special occasion hairstyle. You can achieve this with wide barrel curling irons, heatless rollers, or even simply braiding damp hair and letting it air dry. The goal is not perfection, it's soft, natural movement. Another small consideration: parting your hair slightly off-center, rather than a dead center part, can enhance the softening effect of waves and help create gentle asymmetry that flatters almost every face shape after 60. In the end, it's about balance. Straight styles highlight structure. Soft waves highlight softness. Both are beautiful. Both are completely yours to explore. Next, we'll talk about something just as important, but often forgotten: how scalp health and hair density influence the best choice between straight and waves. Number 3, scalp health, hair density, and why they matter more than you think. Here's a surprising fact. By the time many women reach 60, it's normal to have lost about 20 to 25% of overall hair density compared to their 30s. And often, it's not just about the number of hairs. It's also about the diameter of each individual strand becoming finer over time. This change happens so gradually that you might not even notice it day to day. You might simply find that your ponytail feels thinner, or that it takes less time to dry your hair, or that certain styles don't hold quite the same way they used to. Why does this matter when choosing between straight and softly wavy styles? Because hair density affects how styles behave and how they look far more than we sometimes realize. Let's start with straight styles. Straight hair lays close to the scalp. On thicker hair, this can look sleek, polished, and controlled. But on finer or lower density hair, ultra-straight styles can sometimes unintentionally reveal more of the scalp, especially under bright lights or sunlight. You might notice separation at the crown or temples, where the hair no longer has the same fullness to cover and camouflage naturally. Soft waves, on the other hand, can visually fill in those areas. The added bends and curves create tiny pockets of volume that lift hair slightly away from the scalp, giving the appearance of more body and density. It's not just about aesthetics. It's about working with your hair's current reality, not trying to flatten or suppress it. Another small but important detail: as scalp skin becomes more delicate with age, harsh pulling, common with super straight styling techniques, can sometimes cause unnecessary stress on both hair roots and follicles. Gentler, looser wave styles typically require less tension, less brushing, and less manipulation, making them a scalp-friendlier choice in many cases. Does this mean straight hair is off limits if you have thinning hair? Absolutely not. But it does suggest that if you love straight styles, it's worth adapting them slightly. Add a touch of root lift when blow drying. Consider lightweight volumizing sprays, not heavy serums. Keep the ends soft and slightly textured instead of pin straight. Similarly, if you're leaning toward waves, focus on soft, wide waves rather than tight curls, which can actually make thin hair look even finer if overstyled. Here is a simple, everyday check you can do. After styling your hair, stand by a window where natural light is coming in. Glance at your part and crown. Does the hair look full and even, or are there areas where the scalp peeks through? If you notice more scalp than you'd like, a little added wave or lift can make an immediate, natural-looking difference. No extra teasing or heavy product needed. Remember, the goal isn't to hide who you are. It's to support the hair you have today in the kindest, most flattering way possible. Next, we'll look at how lifestyle and maintenance should influence your choice. Because what looks good in a mirror is only half the story. What feels easy and sustainable matters just as much. Number 4, lifestyle, maintenance, and choosing what truly fits. You ever find yourself standing in front of the mirror, brush in hand, thinking, "This looked easy when I left the salon. Why does it feel like a full-time job now?" You're not alone. One of the most practical yet often overlooked factors in choosing between straight and soft waves after 60 is this simple question: how much effort feels right for your everyday life now? Because here's the honest truth. A style isn't truly beautiful if it feels like a burden. Let's talk about straight styles first. Straight hair often looks low maintenance, and for many women, it can be. A good cut with clean lines can air dry beautifully with minimal styling. A few quick passes with a blow dryer or a gentle smoothing brush might be all you need. And if your natural texture leans towards straight already, maintaining a polished look can be surprisingly easy. But straight styles can also have hidden upkeep, frequent trims to maintain that sharp, clean edge, dealing with visible oil buildup, since straighter hair tends to show it faster. The risk of styles falling flat during humid or rainy weather, needing touch-ups or extra volume products. Now, what about soft waves? At first glance, waves might seem like they require more work. Curling irons, rollers, setting sprays, and sure, if you're aiming for perfectly uniform waves every day, that can become time-consuming. But that's not what we're talking about here. Soft, natural waves, the kind that look relaxed, a little tousled, a little lived in, can actually be one of the easiest styles to maintain once you find the right method for your hair. Many women discover that a loose braid at night, a few soft pin curls, or even simply scrunching damp hair with a lightweight mousse can create gentle waves without much fuss at all. The beauty of soft waves is that they embrace imperfection. A little unevenness, a little natural variation actually makes them look better, not worse. And there's a psychological bonus. Waves can forgive the minor imperfections that come with day-to-day living. Humidity? No problem. A little bedhead? It blends right in. Whereas super straight hair can sometimes betray even the tiniest crease or frizz. Here's the practical way to think about it. If you love simplicity, predictability, and the feeling of polished control, straight styles might fit your rhythm beautifully. If you love flexibility, softness, and the freedom to let your hair be a little different every day, soft waves might feel more aligned. Neither choice is a life sentence. Many women enjoy moving between both, keeping hair straighter during cooler months when humidity is low, and embracing waves when summer heat and air drying make it the easier path. The most important part, listen to how your hair and your energy feel day to day, because hairstyles should fit you, not the other way around. Next, we'll explore how personal style and self-image shape which look feels most you. Now, because hair isn't just about appearance, it's about identity too. Number 5. Personal style, self-image, and finding what feels most you. If straight styles feel like control and structure, soft waves feel like movement and ease. Neither one is right or wrong. They simply reflect different sides of who you are and how you see yourself today. Because hair isn't just a surface detail. It's a quiet form of self-expression, an outward reflection of how we feel inside. When you were younger, you might have leaned towards sleek, straight hair because it felt polished, professional, or put together. Or maybe you loved the simplicity of it, a style that felt clean, no nonsense, and ready for anything. Now, after 60, you might find yourself valuing different things. Maybe a softer, more relaxed feeling resonates more. Maybe you want styles that don't just look good, but feel good, styles that move with you, rather than asking you to constantly adjust them. Here's a gentle way to think about it. If you picture yourself in your everyday moments, running errands, catching up with friends, reading by the window, what version of you feels most authentic? Is it the sleek, minimal, structured woman, where hair feels like a clean line framing your face? Or is it the soft, slightly tousled woman, where hair moves with a quiet kind of freedom? Both are beautiful. Both are strong. Your personal style today might even be a blend, polished in some settings, freer in others. And that's perfectly natural. After 60, personal style becomes less about making an impression on others and more about feeling fully yourself in your own skin. Another small but important insight: the textures, fabrics, and colors you naturally choose in your clothing often mirror what you might prefer in your hair. For example, if you find yourself drawn to clean, structured blazers, crisp collars, and tailored shapes, you might naturally gravitate towards straighter hairstyles. If you love flowing fabrics, relaxed silhouettes, soft knits, and layers, you might find that soft waves feel more in harmony with how you move through the world. Your self-image isn't fixed. It's allowed to evolve. You're not trying to look like a younger version of yourself. You're aligning your outer look with your inner life right now. Here's a small reflection exercise you can try. Next time you're getting dressed, before you reach for a brush or styling tool, take a moment. Look at yourself not critically but kindly. Ask, what feels natural to me today? Some days, you might feel drawn to that smooth, polished line. Other days, a soft wave might feel like a quiet exhale, an outward sign of ease. Neither choice has to be permanent. Both are available to you whenever you want. Up next, we'll take a closer look at how tools and techniques and how little tweaks in how you style can make a big difference whether you choose straight or waves. Number 6. Styling techniques that make straight or waves work for you. Have you ever caught yourself mid-morning, smoothing your hair down in a shop window reflection, or trying to fluff it up with your fingers, wishing it would just behave? It's one of those small, everyday moments that quietly reminds us the way we style our hair matters just as much as the style we choose. You might decide that you love the idea of straighter hair or that you prefer the softness of waves. But either way, small adjustments in technique can make a huge difference in how your style looks, and more importantly, how it feels throughout the day. Let's start with straight styles. The biggest pitfall with straight hair after 60 is flatness. Hair lying too close to the scalp, losing movement, and sometimes emphasizing areas where volume has naturally decreased. Here are a few gentle strategies to keep straight hair looking lively, not limp. Lift at the roots. When blow-drying, use your fingers, not just a brush, to lift sections at the crown as you dry. Even just a little root lift can keep straight hair from looking plastered down. Softer ends. Ask your stylist for slightly beveled or textured ends, rather than razor-sharp cuts. It creates the illusion of fullness and softens the overall effect. Lightweight products. Choose volumizing mousses or lightweight texturizing sprays over heavy serums or oils, which can weigh hair down. Now, if you're leaning towards soft waves, there's a different rhythm to embrace. Soft waves after 60 aren't about tight, deliberate curls. They're about adding gentle texture, creating a feeling of movement without looking styled within an inch of your life. Here's how to approach waves in a low-stress, practical way. Large tools, low heat. If using a curling iron, pick a barrel at least 1.25 inches or larger and use lower heat settings to protect delicate hair. 1 or 2 loose twists around the barrel, no clamping hard, are enough. Air dry tricks. Braiding damp hair loosely before bed or twisting sections and letting them dry naturally can create soft bends without any hot tools at all. Finger combing. Instead of brushing waves out, use your fingers to separate them gently. It preserves the soft shape without pulling out all the body. And for both straight and wavy styles, dry shampoo is your friend, not just for second-day hair. Spritzing a little dry shampoo at the roots, even on clean hair, can add lift and texture. Flexible hold sprays. Instead of stiff hairsprays, look for flexible or touchable hold options that allow hair to move naturally without losing its shape. Above all, work with your hair's tendencies, not against them. If your hair naturally wants to wave, don't force it into perfect sleekness every day. It will fight you. If your hair falls beautifully straight, don't battle it with endless curling, only to have it fall flat after an hour. Respect the nature of your hair now, just as you respect the nature of your skin, your energy, and your pace of life. It's not about achieving perfection, it's about making small choices that support what already wants to happen naturally. Choosing between straight and soft waves after 60 isn't about chasing trends or making drastic changes. It's about small, thoughtful shifts that work with the person you are now, not the person you used to be, or the person anyone else expects you to be. We've seen how hair texture changes, how face shape evolves, how scalp health, lifestyle, and even personal style all quietly shape what feels right today. And we've seen that both straight styles and soft waves have a place, sometimes even on the very same head of hair, depending on the day. There's no strict rule to follow. There's no right choice stamped with approval. There's only this question: which style feels more like you right now? Maybe that's the clean simplicity of a straight, softly lifted style. Maybe it's the gentle movement and lightness of soft waves. Or maybe it's a mix, depending on the weather, the day, or even just your mood. At Elder Insights, we believe that beauty after 60 is not about erasing signs of time. It's about choosing, day by day, to honor the woman you've become. Through small, easy shifts that feel freeing, not forced. So as you think about your hair the next time you're in front of the mirror, remember, you're not behind. You're simply evolving. Which style speaks to you most right now? Straight? Soft waves? A little of both? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your style in the comments below. And if you found today's conversation helpful, please like this video, subscribe to Elder Insights, and join us for more calm, practical, empowering conversations about living and looking your best after 60. Until next time, thank you for being here.